Morning world, it's about 10 a.m. in the morning. It's Saturday the 8th of July 2017. It's full moon in about 19 hours time, 6 minutes past 5 in the morning, UK time, tomorrow morning. Full moon in Capricorn, very strongly conjunct Pluto. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, of transformation, of regeneration. In that light, I found myself in the last couple of days in rather a strange space, one I'm not used to. It may be of relevance that I've been reading a very powerful alchemical book, The Red Lion. One of my clients, Judith, you know who you are, recommended it to me because it talks about how the search for knowledge is always accompanied by pitfalls, and the more you search for knowledge, the more it will be available. But you've got to do it for the right reasons, because if you keep on the straight and narrow, you're guaranteed an element of increasing substance and solidity and purity. And if you go wrong, and if you deliberately use that knowledge for the wrong purposes, then you will end up despising yourself with a lack of dignity and integrity and feeling pretty bad about yourself. However, not for me to moralise, just to say that anyone who pursues actively the course of esotericism, whether it be alchemy, astrology or magic, do so for the right reasons. Because if you're doing it just for power or for fame, boy, it's not going to work, and you don't want to deal with the repercussions of that. So do it for the right reasons and the right reasons only. In that light, today's full moon in the next 24 hours, I find it fascinating that there's all types of geological things kicking off around the world. My earthquake monitor tells me that although there's not been a big one yet, the earthquakes that have happened in this last week have been much stronger than average all around the world, but particularly around the Ring of Fire. California's had a lot of minor earthquakes, which is actually a good thing because it means the big one won't happen. But the Philippines are getting really hammered at the moment. There's also the big G20 summit in Germany kicking off, and I have to, excuse me being funny here, or it's not funny, it's sadly funny. But the great picture of Trump and Merkel talking to each other, and I'm sure that I'm sure that Trump is asking Merkel, I mean, you got any advice on building a wall? The fact that Trump and Putin have met for 2 hours 20 minutes when it was only scheduled to be half an hour. I wonder what was discussed. I could make a lot of jokes about that, but I dare not. In all seriousness, it is full moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto. The nature of Pluto in Capricorn is the transformation of the world government. Capricorn is the world. It is the highest of the 12 signs in terms of the natural zodiac. It relates to the 10th house, which is the highest house in the zodiac, that of career and public image, structure and boundary, authority, government. And with a full moon on top of Pluto in Capricorn, this is a very symbolic time for the destruction and reconstruction of the global politic. And I'm sure that somewhere in the back room there's a lot of old men talking about the new world order. And you know what? Let them get on with it. Let them have their little power trips and their conspiracy theories. And anyone who buys into it and starts getting paranoid about how it's all a government plot and all a conspiracy theory, you're only buying into that as well. It's not about that. It's about elevating yourself out of that fear. Not buying into the hype and spin and realising that actually this world, it's only a three-dimensional construct, folks. You know, there is no such thing as death. You physically move into another world, that's all. The body stays behind, but the spirit lives on forever. All this is a three-dimensional construct, and to buy into the power games that's happening around us at this time is, well, from an esoteric level, it's a waste of energy. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that we have to go out to work and we have to eat and we have to put food on the table for our families and we have to live a life according to the constructs that we live in at this time. But with this full moon in Capricorn conjunct Pluto, perhaps we can all individually just spare a couple of minutes to reflect on mortality, aging, and the real reason why we volunteered to come here in the first place. Why did you choose to come to planet Earth in the first place? What's your real purpose here? Why did you volunteer to come here? I could go on talking about the North Node in the chart and how the horoscope gives you an idea on this, but I'll leave that one for another day. Ponder those questions, and over the next full moon, go and stare at the moon tonight. Go and have a good howl at the moon. If you're going to howl at the moon, do it when the full moon's conjunct Pluto. Get in touch with that transformative, regenerative and rebirthing energy inside yourself. Time for the snake to shed its skin. Time for the caterpillar to turn into the butterfly. Time for the phoenix to rise within us all. And for us all, individually and collectively, to realise how actually magnificent we all are. Catch you later, world. Bye.